This is Bare Bones with Jessy and B.
I'm Jessy.
And I'm B. And today we're talking about authenticity.
Yeah.
Being your true, authentic self. And
Mhm.
that means being, to me, the highest version of you, the very best version of you. That's what it means to be authentic.
Mm-hmm. It's an act of, to me, self-love and love for the people you're surrounding yourself with.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm.
To be authentic to me means to be just completely raw and real first with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just bleeds into every other area of your life. Then once you start practicing that within your internal self,
Mm-hmm.
you can't not be real with other people.
Right. It feels foreign. It feels wrong.
It feels icky if you don't.
Yeah, it feels so, bizarre, actually.
Yeah.
It's almost like impossible now, I feel, for us. Like, we've had conversations where I'm like, dude, I don't feel like I could be inauthentic if I really tried.
Yeah. Even a little white lie is just wait, whereas before, we all do it, we've all done it.
Right.
But it's now, I don't know. It feels more and more difficult. Not that we're trying to lie all the time, but
no. And not that we're perfect either.
We are
we're
not.
Far from that, but
I find myself, just sort of getting on that topic, I find myself not lying about who I am, but sometimes if I'm in a difficult or not difficult, but uncomfortable situation where I'm maybe meeting people for the first time, I can sort of put up a mask these days, of being really happy and putting that smile on and maybe not fully outright, saying exactly what I want and feel and all those things. But yeah, that's work in progress.
Yeah. So what kind of woke you up? Was there a certain situation that you were in? How did you get to this place of authenticity and just honesty in your life?
Well, it started honestly when I, began that quantum flow journey, practicing quantum flow, this moving manifestation, this embodiment practice, that really just started clearing me, from the inside out.
Right.
And I just started to care about myself more and be much more conscious. And then I just became more aware of certain things, thinking back to a past relationship, and I was tolerating certain things that I woke up one day and I was like, wait, if I'm being honest with myself, I'm not happy in this relationship. If I'm being honest with myself, I'm tolerating these things that are not, of the highest caliber. These things are not happening for my highest good. What is going on here? So I really had to wake up to that. And then after that, it was a snowball. Oh, this business isn't right for me. Oh, these friends aren't right for me. Oh, this experience, this environment. It was just a domino effect.
Sure. I went through something, pretty similar to that. It was an accumulation over time. And I finally just woke up and I was like, wait, I started asking myself questions. I was like, wait, are you really happy? Or are you totally lying to yourself and conveying to other people, your friends, your family on social media, having this picture perfect profile and, you look happy, but are you actually? And then I was like, no, dude, I'm not. So I made a change pretty much immediately. And then, that relationship fell away and different friends fell away and different environments, fell away. And I totally radically changed my life from that moment.
It's one of those things where once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you feel it too, the power of it, it's it influences every other area of your life. And then there's no going back.
There is no
It would
going
be
back.
really hard to go back to being inauthentic or like disingenuous with yourself.
Yeah, just like totally being in this state of lying to yourself all the time.
And like we all lie to ourselves each and every day. We just may not be conscious of it.
We can all be a little Delulu-lemon, I think.
Yeah.
To a certain degree.
Some more than others.
Yeah, so be careful of that.
I've been really
recognize it.
Really delusional. Like I used to be, like I have a part of me, and it's very adaptive. You know, this part like has protected me. Sure. But it was like bury your head in the sand. Like I see something right in front of me, but I'm not going to acknowledge what this really is and what this really means.
Right.
So I've come a long way with authenticity.
Absolutely. It all starts with yourself, and then that unfolds into like new friendships with your family, like, and there's also like this I feel like it's trial and error. There's a balance. You really have to find the balance of that honesty and making sure it's tactful and like still loving and gentle in your interactions with people.
You think? I don't know. Some people would say that even maybe that is like sugarcoating.
But personally, I used to really sugarcoat things. I was not keeping it real with friends in my life. I would totally tell them what they wanted to hear.
Like, oh, how does this outfit look on me?
I'm like, great. But like in my mind, I'm like, you shouldn't buy that, you know? Like, but now, you know, I would reroute them to something else. I wouldn't be like blunt, like that outfit sucks, you know? Like that's mean, like that's rude.
Right.
You know?
Like not
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if you always have to be so gentle though either. Like that's what I'm kind of realizing too. And it might be a personality thing as well.
Totally.
Because I'm realizing as I become more of my true self, and that's ever evolving, right? So like in this phase of my life, I'm finding that I'm like very blunt.
Sure.
And even though I am very gentle in nature, like sometimes with the way that I say things, it's never malicious. It's never mean-spirited, but people, especially those that are sensitive, and I'm sensitive too, could perhaps take it like, oh my gosh, like that's a little jarring, but I'm very direct these days.
Right. I think it's also just like, you know, like different circumstances, you know.
True.
You know, it's true. Not everything is going to be the same.
True.
So,
and that
just depends, really.
It really depends on the situation. That's true. And also, you know, that makes me think of like authenticity. I was listening to this live a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago now. I don't know. Time is weird these days. Anyways.
Yeah. I don't even know what day it is.
I was listening to this live of these two men that I really look up to, and they were talking about authenticity and how it can be a destroyer. It can be a total destroyer. And I've seen that it validated so much of like what I went through just a few months ago, like in terms of friendships. Like I found that when I was being like true to who I am and how I can show up and how I choose to show up, what feels good for me and what feels in alignment, like that was just not working for some people. Right. And they were like, yeah, I'm like actually not vibing with you as a person anymore and as a friend. And I was like, you know, for a second, I was like, holy shit, like, am I doing something wrong? Like, am I not being like the very, very best friend that I can be? Like, is something wrong with me? You know, I immediately went to like, what's wrong with me? But then I had to realize like, no, like this is like true for me. And like, that's okay if some people are not supportive of that and they don't vibe with it.
Right. Well, I think it's really difficult. So when you're being authentic, you know, that's like the highest version of yourself, right? So I think that when you like change and you elevate to this level of authenticity and this friendship that you've had, sometimes it's too much for them to handle, you know? It's you're like holding up a mirror to them and they're like comparing. There's this comparison going on, I think. So I think that's an element to it as well. And some people I feel, especially like people in my life too, I started to realize like they only liked me when I was like down and out.
Yes.
They only liked me when I was like a lower vibrating version of myself. And when I elevated, they couldn't meet me there. So we were totally like, there was just this gap.
Right. And when we say elevating, it's not better or worse. It's just a different vibration. And even a higher vibration isn't necessarily better than a lower vibration. It's actually just a difference in energy.
Correct.
Yeah. Because, I'm thinking of it too now, and I still can experience this sometimes with like super high vibrating people or people that are really in their power. Like I can feel a little insecure or, oh my gosh, I like go to contraction. Like, who am I? And, I have to tag that. So I've definitely been around people that are totally in their authenticity, and it can make you feel like, ooh, like a little shaken up.
It's triggering.
Yeah.
It's triggering. It shines light on like all of your insecurities. Yeah. I've been in those same situations.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And like I said, you're ever evolving, right? And it's an infinite game. Like I believe that we never die, even though our bodies, in this physical form may die. Like our souls are eternal. So our highest self, I guess I'm just thinking about this now, is ever evolving too. And like that's always shifting and changing and elevating.
Right.
So your authenticity today might look different than, a year from now. I mean, it probably definitely does.
Right. I think also, being authentic to yourself and to the people around you is also like really, can be really vulnerable.
Yeah.
At times, I have like for instance, I have this budding friendship, and I was very intimidated when we first, met. And I was just like, this person's so cool. Like, and I kind of like totally like insecurity started coming out. And then I was able to reroute those thoughts, and it's been really life-changing, and it shifted a lot for me, like altered my mindset. And I was like, wait, like this is like totally an opportunity for me to open up to this person and like create with this person and collaborate with this person. And now it's like blossoming into this like really awesome, creative, beautiful friendship. And like all of that was totally just like transmuted.
And that started because you were able to be honest with that person about your feelings.
Right. I told them, like I opened up. I was like, I'm going to be really vulnerable with you, but like I'm pretty intimidated by you. Like, but I don't want to be. I want to shift that. I want to like collaborate with you and use this as an opportunity. I don't want to be like jealous or like be in that frame of mind. Like, let's shift this. And we totally did. And it was like a mutual, it was a mutual thing. So yeah, it felt really good to like open up that way. And because I had also had a history of friendships that, I had kind of been jaded by, and I didn't want to go into this one, not being super honest and authentic with where I was.
I think that that's a really great way to start off of a friendship, because that initially establishes trust. Like, oh, wow, this person's being vulnerable with me. They're telling me their true feelings. Like, that's super, like, uncomfortable, too. Like, that takes a lot of cojones for someone to, like, say that shit. Like, we all think stuff like that, but when do we actually say it? Like, wow, I'm intimidated by you. You're fucking hot. Like, I'm, like, insecure right now.
Yeah, it takes a lot, but I'm realizing that that's what I value in friendships right now. Like, if you're not showing up, like being authentic and honest with me about your feelings, like I don't necessarily like have that space for anybody 100%. That's not there. If you can't meet me there, like it's just not going to work for me.
I am learning that the time that we have is our most valuable asset, our most valuable like currency, like even more valuable than money. Cause like think about it, money is like in the 3D reality, like we're leaving this place eventually, like, but time is infinite. So our time is so important. And yeah, to just really like be conscious about how you're spending that time and who you're spending that time with. Like, what sort of vibrations do you want around you is so important.
Correct.
Your story with your friend reminds me of a budding friendship that
Sure. I was going to ask you if you would expand on your experience.
Yeah, right after I had let go of some friendships, I was like in a space where I was meditating on, and I was really thinking about and contemplating, okay, what is important for me in a friendship? You know, like I've let so much go, like, wow, like this is like a clean slate. Like, okay, what do I want to call in?
Right.
You know, because obviously we don't just like let go and nothing happens. Like, new people come up, new experiences. And I know that I'm a conscious co-creator with the universe. I create my own reality. So I'm like, okay, let's like bring some intention into this. And I was really thinking, I want honest people. I want people that can be so transparent with me, that can be so authentic.
Right.
And literally like the next, I don't know, within the next week, I had a friend say something really similar to me. Like, hey sister, like I saw you do this video or whatever, and it made me feel maybe like a little insecure, jealous. And then, you know, this person did their own internal work and realized like, oh, it's actually not about you. Like, this is about me and my inner child. Like, but I just needed to tell you that because I love and respect you and I want to be transparent with you. And in that moment when this person told me, I like got emotional and I cried because I'm like, this is what I'm calling in.
Yeah.
Like, you're so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that with me.
Just it's not an easy thing to do.
No.
It's difficult. It's becoming more natural now, but it's really difficult to reach out to someone and say like, hey, you kind of like brought up some jealous feelings. You made me feel insecure, you know, like that's not an easy thing to bring up to somebody.
It's not, but if you can do it just with, I don't know, just so much honesty and you're doing it in a way where you're not putting it on the other person to like take care of you, but you're like, I got this, but like, I just want to be honest with you. Like the other person, I think 9 times out of 10 will like truly see that and really appreciate that and be like, you're in your power. Like, that's cool. I see you. That's dope.
Yeah, that's been my experience so far on the other side of being vulnerable with these people. Like it makes your connection stronger and they value that.
100%.
It's always been reflected to me like, wow, like I was not expecting you to say that. Like I really appreciate the honesty and the feedback and like, yeah, let's do this human experience together.
Yeah, I really believe that being authentic in your relationships just creates more opportunities to like truly deeply emotionally connect and to collaborate. And I mean, that's what we came here to do, is to create together.
Right. And that's something that's made, you know, our relationship and our bond and connection stronger too, is being authentic with each other. Even though at times it's difficult, you know, we're not perfect.
When would you say it's difficult to be authentic, and when is it like easy? Or if it's ever easy?
I don't really think it's difficult to be authentic with you. I think maybe when it is difficult is if it's something that's triggering.
Yeah.
You know, it's more of a process to work through those things and then come out with it, but we always eventually do.
Yeah.
And it makes us just so much stronger.
I think it's difficult to be authentic when I'm not feeling safe.
Right.
I mean, and just even like expanding, not even in the context of our relationship, but like if I'm, you know, around people that maybe I don't really know, like that's when I tend to, you know, kind of like just be like, you know, hold on to the label of the introvert.
Right.
Contracting, I gotta
going
like
inside your shell.
Yeah, I really am noticing that I'm so attached to that. So just like, noticing that. But when it's easy for me is like when I feel safe, when I feel like comfortable around the people and I can just like be the weirdo that I am.
Right. Well, and I think it's, the more authentic we are, and these people that we're calling in and the people we've let go of, we've expanded our field so much for all of these new people to come in that have the same values and are weirdos just like we are. And yeah, like it's effortless to like be yourself in front of them. Yeah, that's such a difference, because we're intentionally calling those kinds of friendships in, that like sense of community in.
Right. And that connects to like calling in your soul family, your soul tribe, the people that you really feel like you can be yourself around. My hope, my wish for the world is that we all find our different tribes and we're able to create together. The world would look much different if that were happening.
It would.
It's gonna happen. We're on our way.
It's already happening.
You're right. It's already done.
It's already done.
Look at that.
Yeah. Trust, know, and believe, baby. So what are some like do we want to go into like applicable tips? Like what helped you in your process of becoming more authentic to yourself and to others?
Yeah. Honestly, it goes back to what you said earlier, is self-love. And for me, especially in the beginning of my self-love journey, that looked like a daily practice that I had for myself, whether it was doing quantum flow or mirror practices or meditation, yoga. Like I had some sort of something set aside for me, typically in the morning, that I would put my attention on, and I would just have that time to like cultivate that relationship with myself. And I think the more that I did that, the more that I started to just appreciate myself and know myself, and okay, what are these thoughts? And I'm waking up with this feeling, and what's that? It was, it's like a really sacred time that I had, with myself, and that I continue to do. So that was the number one thing, and in that, one day I just really had to be honest. Like I had done so many practices where my teacher had told me like, be honest, be raw and real. What is it like in your relationships? In some areas I could be totally honest with myself. In other areas, when maybe I wasn't totally ready to see the truth, for whatever reason, I just was sort of in denial. So it's just kind of also about that tipping point of like, just do it. Just be honest with yourself. Just do it. You're not going to do it until you do it, I guess.
It will set you free. Always.
Always.
Always, always.
What's been helpful for you?
Like you said, I think what's been helpful for me is the self-love portion. Really choosing yourself and valuing yourself enough to like value the friendships and the people that are coming in. And I would also say what else has been really helpful is just like allowing myself to be vulnerable with people, not closing myself off, just opening up, even when I'm afraid. Like when you're afraid, like jump. It's the best time to do it.
Yeah, authenticity truly is a layer of vulnerability, for sure. Yeah, that's hitting me. Okay.
Do you have anything else that's been helpful for you?
Yeah, I think just that knowing that not everyone is gonna like you and not everyone is gonna vibe with you, and really like accepting that. I've heard that so many times before.
Yeah.
But to actually like now to be experiencing that when I'm coming into my authenticity and really experiencing other people, let me know, hey, this isn't working out.
Right.
That was difficult, but so just sort of accepting that fact, it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. Not everybody's gonna like you.
No.
If everybody likes you, that's a problem you should look at.
Yeah, you're probably doing something wrong. There's probably some people pleasing
tendencies
traits in there.
Yeah.
And you're probably real exhausted.
Right. You got to dial that back completely.
Are you feeling anything else?
No, I think those were the main things that I had in mind.
Amazing. So maybe let's take some breaths to integrate all of this.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Let's do it.
So find a comfortable seat, or maybe even lie down. Offer a soft gaze or close down your eyes. Gently begin breathing in through your nose, feeling your belly expand. Breathe out through your mouth and allow yourself to relax. Taking a few conscious, deep belly breaths. And as you continue to breathe, just appreciate the unique essence of your soul. Appreciate the highest version of you, your true, authentic self. Feel this person vibrating in every single cell of your being. Allow your authenticity to come forward, to shine through. Being so grateful for that intention. I am authenticity. I am authenticity. I am authenticity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One more deep breath. And slowly coming back with your true, authentic self, opening up your eyes, coming back and bringing all of this beautiful frequency of authenticity to your 3D reality.
Lovely.
Yeah, I was feeling that. I'm feeling real authentic.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Let's take us out.
All right. So if any of this resonated with you, please let us know. Reach out. We have platforms on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We're on Spotify and Apple. And you can find us at Barebone Lovers.
See you next week.
See you next week. Okay.
Wow.